There's a lot of different style horror games out there, and there's a new one called Perception where you play as a blind character. However, does this game end up being an illuminating experience, or should it just stay in the dark? Perception is a first-person exploration horror game. You're playing as a blind character who uses echolocation in order to see her surroundings. The game takes place mostly inside of one house, but the house, as time goes on in the game, ends up changing and transporting the different time periods, all revolving around one central theme that unfolds as you make it farther in. The game is one of those exploration, walking sim style games for the most part. There's a little bit more here, like being chased by a monster, and the game does a nice job with the different coloring lighting effects with yellow and red to signify if the monster is close to you. You're able to hide in a few different locations, eventually the monster will go away and you'll be able to pop out and continue on. But if it does end up grabbing you, it just sends you back to the previous checkpoint, but any progress you've really made stays done. The game story, which I won't spoil too much of, as that is honestly the best part of the game, is you're playing as Casey, who is blind and goes to a house. She's been having dreams and nightmares over the years, and she goes to this house to figure out what exactly is going on. She feels like she's drawn to it and that she needs to do something. When going there, you slowly start to meet ghosts that are located inside the house, and you basically are trying to find items and find out their story in order to help them get a better sense of what exactly happened in this house. It's chapter-based, with each of the chapters having different ghosts and different characters that you'll have to interact with and get to learn their story and what exactly went down in this very weird house. The house itself, even though it is the same one in each time period, it does change up as far as design. There's different furniture and different items and different doors that you can open and ones you can't, depending upon what chapter you're in. Progressing through the game basically just has you going from point to point, either picking up an object, interacting with something, or going through a door, and a small little cutscene will play that ends up opening another door that you'll then be able to go through. The game does a guidance system that if you hold down L2 you can look around exactly where you need to go, or at least have a general idea of what direction you're supposed to be heading, but it's still up to you to explore and find which doors aren't locked and which staircases are located where, so you'll be able to get to that point. What makes Perception's gameplay stand out, though, is the whole blind factor, where you're using echolocation by hitting R2 in order to either hit walls or stomp on the floor, whatever it is, that causes the effect to go out so you can see the objects around you, see where the doors are located. It also uses colors, not only to warn you when monsters are nearby, but also where items and different memories and where you're able to hide are by putting them in different colors. For the most part, exploring and looking around and finding out the story is enjoyable in Perception. The issues come down to the core gameplay just isn't all that exciting, and what ends up hurting it though, which I do like walking simulator style of games, is I don't feel the monster aspect of being chased down and that potential danger really ends up adding anything to the game. In fact, I feel like it takes away and becomes more of a nuisance when you're just trying to explore, find what door you haven't opened, yet you keep getting grabbed or chased down by this creature. While exploring around the house, there are some collectibles to keep an eye out for and some other items you're able to interact with that aren't part of the main story plot thing to give you either a bit more background or other different things. The game does have a bunch of little jump scares here and there, but they were never even really that jarring for the most part, and I will say the creepiness factor will be up to you to decide whether or not this game has any sort of scariness to it. For me, it was just okay in that department. From the technical side of things, the game ran fine for the most part. It didn't slow down or didn't crash on me, but I did get completely stuck at one point. My character's controls completely locked up and I was unable to move, even though I was supposed to be able to. I went out of the game, came back in, and all of a sudden I was able to get past that spot. There was also some minor glitches, like with the monster chasing me down. At one point he was actually inside the box with me, which was a bit weird. Perception is available now for $22.99 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's supposed to be coming later on to the Nintendo Switch. If you're on the PS4, it does feature a full trophy list and a platinum, though it will require beating the game by finding every one of the collectibles, as well as not being grabbed by the monster at any point, which is a bit annoying. Overall, Perception is one of those games that has a cool idea and a decently told story throughout that I actually ended up enjoying. However, just its core gameplay just wasn't able to grab me as much as I was hoping it would, with a few annoying aspects that actually took away from the game. With everything said, I'm going to be giving Perception a 6 out of 10. But anyway guys, it's going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course I hope you enjoyed.